we're going to talk now about how you might be able to unclog your lavatory sink drain without calling us. We're happy to help, but sometimes it's a real simple issue. This is the pop-up assembly. These pop-up assemblies, all those other mechanisms that are in there, they kind of restrict the waterway a bit, and they can clog a bit more frequently than other types of sinks, even your kitchen sink or your bathtub. So taking this apart might save you a service call. We'll get on that right now. Your pop-up assembly has this item right here. It's called a lift rod. It has this horizontal rod, a little bit difficult to see right here. And it also has this item that's visible from the top. It's called the plunger. That plunger goes up and down and has a little gasket on it that seals the water. If you take it apart, what you can do is check and see if you actually have a clog. Sometimes the clog is right on the actual plunger that I'm referring to right here. Sometimes it's further in the drain, and for that, this episode will not be the thing to help you. You'll need to call Boston Standard. But if you find that this here is the item in question, you might be able to get yourself out of a jam. So this is what a pop-up assembly actually looks like. You don't get to see all this by looking at it from above, but here's what's going on here. You've got the actual chrome sink flange, one of the parts that you see, and you've got that plunger, and that's that item that I'm talking about that frequently gets clogged up. You've also got other things. There are these overflow tubes, there's a washer, a gasket, a nut right here. You also have a tailpiece that attaches to the drain. And then this item right here, which works with the plunger, the lift rod. So what I want you guys to do is take this out. But taking it out requires a little bit of care. You're going to want to make sure, because you're kind of working blind here. Your hands will be wrapped around the sink. You're going to need to keep one hand on the plunger if you're ready. Use your left hand and get it on this nut and start to take it apart. Do it carefully. You don't want to damage anything while you undo this. And also be cautious. Sometimes when you take these apart, there's a little gasket inside of there like that. If you inadvertently lose that, you might cause yourself to have a sink leak. So be very, very careful as you take this apart. Pulling the plunger out might reveal the sole source of your issue. And if that is, just clean it, reassemble, and you can be on your way. Sometimes you pull it out and you don't see anything. It looks basically as clean as that brand new one right there. So what you want to do now is take a look down inside your pop-up assembly. If you look down in there and you see hair, you see other forms of debris, you're going to want to get that out. And one of the best things that I've found to do so is a wire coat hanger. Using that, undo it, turn it into a sharply curved J. You can probably hook whatever's causing you the grief and pull it right out of the drain. And if you get that out of there, you're pretty confident that you've got it. What you should do is reassemble it, follow the same exact steps. Take this plunger, put it back in. Notice the curve right there. That portion right there, you're going to want to aim towards the part where the rod inserts. Once it sits there, just like so, you can insert this rod and you can check and make sure that it's working before you put it together. Don't lose any gaskets, screw that nut on, and you should have a fully functioning and now clog-free pop-up assembly. If, on the other hand, you do all of that work, everything's working nice, but you still have a clog, you're going to need to give us a call, and we're happy to help. Boston Standard, the company you count on.